Going to the land of the living. Abby's boat. We ready to go for a boat ride? Yeah.
Maddie input. Where are we going?
The land of the living.
Yeah. What's your favorite part so far?
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth? Pretty cool, huh?
Welcome to a voyage of discovery and wonders. Beneath the surface of the land, roots trap water from the flowing mud, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. Oxygen, food, medicine, and other essential for our lives. Nature has created a very different, no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions may have gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that will one day become home to the American farm.
They're robots. They look pretty real though.
Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our Today, we're learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being.
In Saudi Arabia and Mexico, we're learning to produce food on desert sea. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for pesticides by using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In Japan, we're learning that by adding composted leaves and other plant material to our soil, we can reduce the need for fertilizer.
Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful lands on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing
Peanut
on
butter
both sides
tree?
of the moat. 28 million tons of bananas are
Peanuts.
eaten annually, making it the most.
Bananas.
Oh, look, it's a Kwanzaa hut.
When we mention farming, you probably don't think of fish. But fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally. Tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see
Oh,
here,
Abby.
are three of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers. The sustainable system you're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, our small fish farm produces nearly 5,000 restaurants around Walt Disney World. Innovations like this one can play an important role in our efforts to
Mickey, Abby.
While there are
Did you
more
see the
than
Mickey and the Minnie?
50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with local food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world. These plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area. It have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses and restaurants here at the land every year. Of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants.
What's up, Colin? What?
These greenhouses represent just a fraction of the work being done worldwide to produce bountiful harvests for our growing population.
Ben.
Scientists, farmers,